Hello everyone and welcome to Property Investments UK. In today's video we're going to be looking at how to utilize a tool here called PropertyBee. So this is quite a popular tool. It's something that you can download as an add-on or a plugin using the Firefox browser. So you may use things like Internet Explorer or Google Chrome or Firefox, and individually they have different plugins and add-ons that you can add to those browsers to make searching different websites and the web generally a better experience and gives you more information. This is what PropertyBee does when it relates to particular property portals. So PropertyBee is a plugin for Firefox, which is the browser that we're using currently. So what we'll do in today's video is I'll show you how you can find it, how to download it, and then also how to use it the best really to spot potential deals in your local area, properties with recent price reductions that may indicate a motivated seller, and essentially just give you more information when you're searching for property that will really help you analyze and shortlist hopefully better deals, but also look for opportunities where you can negotiate slightly better on each individual property by having slightly more information available at your fingertips when it comes to looking at these potential deals. So we'll jump straight into it. So we can see here the website we're on is PropertyBee. So it's very simple to find. Obviously use this URL if you wish, or simply go to Google or Bing or any of those kind of general sites and Google PropertyBee, or obviously type in search if it's Bing, and find the site typically at the top, and then it'll bring you to the page that we can see here. So very simple. What is it? PropertyBee toolbar is an add-on, as we mentioned, for the Firefox browser. What does it do? Well, when you view a listing on the main portals like Rightmove, which 99% of certainly investors I know, when they're looking for properties, would default to Rightmove as their kind of portal of choice. There are other sites like Zoopla and on the market, things like that, that are becoming slightly more popular. Zoopla's obviously got a very good presence as well, but Rightmove still seems to be the main one currently. And as we mentioned, it shows you price changes and extra details really when a property is listed. Now the way in which this works is it's essentially aggregates data from the crowd. So people that are also searching Rightmove, when somebody that is also a member of PropertyBee searches on Rightmove for property listings, it will save the search data that they're doing, in as much as obviously if it lists a particular property at a particular point in time at a certain price, then it recognizes that when you go to search in the same area, and it'll tell you what that price was previously, and if there's been any kind of changes in the actual description. And that's really helpful, as we'll see in a minute, when it comes to looking at the individual listings. So the more people on PropertyBee, the more people are aware of it. It helps essentially by bringing all of that kind of data into one place. So it's great if you can share this video, get the kind of word out essentially about PropertyBee, so the more and more people use it, get more and more data, which is great. So I'll let you look at obviously the rest of the detail and stuff in your own time. To suit when we're going to download this now is going to be on the left hand side, so install here. Okay, allow, install, and restart. Okay, so as you can see, it's very easy to do, so it'll just take us through a registration kind of setup. Now I'm going to pause the video, do the registration just to again speed it up for you, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so all registered. It's very simple to do. I just wanted to speed up the video for you, but it's essentially just choosing a username, putting your email address in and a password, and then it'll start up the PropertyBee service for you. So now all we need to do is go to Rightmove. I've already done a quick search, but to show you kind of how it works. We cover and are based in Manchester, so let's put in Manchester as an area. So you do your search exactly as you would do normally. So you choose the location, you choose the price ranges, a number of bedrooms, type of properties, let's say flats, find properties, and then you'll search as you would do normally with your kind of day-to-day shortlisting and searching if it were. So within this now, what we will do is scroll down the list of properties and select the ones that look interesting, and that might be because of price range, location, or style of property, whatever it is your kind of criteria is. And if we click on one here, we'll see the extra information that's provided by Property B. So you have the normal listing, so it's very slick, it just overlays onto the current kind of Rightmove listing. And as we scroll down here, you'll see the Property B section kind of added in underneath this current current property listing. So as you can see here, there's a date, initial entry found on this date. Now if there was any, so this is a date in the past, I'm currently recording this video in August 2016, so that's when the initial entry was found in July 2016, so a month ago. If there have been any changes on this particular property, so the price range or the description, all of that extra information would be here. So that's really helpful when it comes to looking at properties that have had a price reduction that aren't always easy to spot on Rightmove, because their filters and information that they provide, unlike some sites like Zoopla, is a little bit different. So this just gives you that extra bit of data to work with. And then also very good is the description, because there may have been things taken out or added to that property listing that again just gives you some helpful kind of information. So again, I'm just going to pause this video very quickly, do a couple of searches down the list of properties here, just to try and show you some examples of types of descriptions that would come up. Okay, so we've got one here. Exactly the same search. This was just a property that was slightly lower on the original list that came up. So as we scroll down, you can see here the extra information that's provided. So initial entry was found in December last year. Description change, status change. So they've tweaked this from a property that was originally available to then a premium listing. So in January they paid probably more to get the listing higher up, maybe because it's not attracting the interest that they perceived and wanted to give it a little bit more marketing. And then not long after, about a week later, they changed it from a premium listing to attention investors. So they're now solely targeting at the investor marketplace, so maybe buy to let. Doesn't look like a development property by the looks of it, so probably a buy to let potential strategy. And then as we can see here, it's changed to sold subject to contract in May, so a couple of months or so ago. So again, I'm going to pause this video and look at another couple of listings to show you some other examples. Okay, so what we've got here is another listing for a property, but unlike the other two that we've just seen, this one here comes up with a slightly different kind of colouring, and that's because it's today's date. So it's a brand new entry into the Property B data set. So now if any other parties that are registered with Property B search and this property comes up, they'll get obviously the extra information that's changed any time between when they search and obviously today's search and the listing that's been kind of pulled up from it. So we'll just pause the video again and have a look at some more listings. Okay, so we've just found one here that's listed in Property B again as new data, so today's date. Yeah, as we scroll down on Rightmove, you can see when the actual property was listed in Rightmove. So we've got a difference on dates here. So 3rd of August 2016, Rightmove is saying the original listing was placed, and then 8th of August 2016, Property B is listing as the data set that they've kind of collected. So this information here doesn't necessarily mean that that's when the listing was first added. It just means that that's when Property B picked up the data, if that makes sense. So the original listing is always important to have a look at on Rightmove, because that gives you an indication of when it first came to market. Combine that information with the rest of the due diligence that you'll do in terms of looking at sold comparisons. So obviously you get a snapshot here on the right hand side, but you can also do more in-depth searches using the house price kind of tab here on Rightmove. And then again combine that with the extra information that you get from Property B, and those kind of three resources, if it were, all combined to give you a very good data set on how a particular property might work going forward for you. Any ideas or any kind of techniques that you can potentially use, and information that you can potentially use to get a better price negotiated on a particular property. And we have a number of articles on our website as well that gives you kind of negotiating tips and stuff on how to combine or how to negotiate with estate agents. So it's good to use those as well. We'll try and put some links in this below this video for you onto some of those articles as well. And finally, just wanted to show you one last example of how Property Bee can really help you. So here we've got a listing at 102,500. Now as you scroll down, you can see the data set here that Property Bee picks up is initial entry found a while ago, and then it's actually had a price reduction, so from 115,000 to 102,500, and that price reduction was in May this year, so about 4 months or so ago there was a price reduction on it. Combine that with the information here, so added on Rightmove in May 2013, so that was 3 years ago, so that's a really long time for a particular property to be on the market. There's a host of reasons why that might be. Sometimes the data isn't perfect when you see dates of property listed, because it might be an old listing that's just never been taken off for some reason. It might be a listing that was sold, come back on the market, sold, come back on the market, and then for some reason it's just taken a long time for it to get to the stage of where it's at now. So sometimes you have to take these dates with a little bit of pinch of salt, but I'd always back up that by speaking to the agent, just trying to understand from the agent's point of view what the situation is. But it's good to know here that there was a price reduction a couple of months or so ago on what the original price was, so you can use that in your negotiations somewhat when you're speaking to the agent and the vendor. So you've got a little bit more of information there to your side. So hopefully that helps. Any questions, please feel free to drop me an email, put it in the comments below this video. More than happy to help. There's other tools that you can use as well as Rightmove, portals you can use as well as Rightmove, and other tools you can use as well as Property Bee that will help you in your property searches. Google Chrome and the property tracker is one of those, so again I'll put a link below this video to that particular video so you can have a look at how those tools work. And they're quite similar, they just operate on a slightly different kind of platform, but ultimately what you're trying to do is get slightly more information than what the portals originally give you, and that just helps you with your negotiation on any deals that you're considering. So again, hope that helps. Any questions, please feel free to ask, and look forward to catching up with you in the next video. All the best, take care.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like this content and you'd like to join our free online property training course, we've got a link for it on this page. And in there we cover a range of different property strategies to help you get started, either building a long-term property portfolio or creating a cash-flowing property business. We also look at ways to increase your return on investment with any of the property you're maybe considering. And we also have a couple of cheat sheets and downloadable documents in there as well. Simply click on the link to join the free training course today.